What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Top ranked CEO Bob Arum told boxing scene in regards to fans angry and demanding Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury get made. The boxing promoter said to the fans, "Go fuck yourself and get a life." This fight is being held up because of the pandemic. We don't know if we're going to be able to have a full capacity of fans. We don't know if we're going to be able to have 50% capacity of fans. We don't know if we're going to have 20 to 25% capacity of fans. Everything is up in the air. Until we find a venue and a date, we can't announce this fight. Everything is up in the air. You know, the medical experts, they're doing their intelligence. They're looking into it. And it's just hard to predict. You don't know, next month we might have a surge in COVID-19 cases. And then a governor of a particular state might shut the whole state down. So everything is pretty much up in the air. And we can't lock down a date or a venue with this COVID-19 pandemic situation that has gripped the world for the past year. Bob Arum has got a good point, number one. But number two, he need to get a filter. Somebody need to, in Top Rank, need to get a hold of this situation. They call it an intervention in a family. You know, when a family member is getting out of control, you know, they're abusing alcohol, whatever, whatever habit that they're abusing, and it's doing detrimental to their well-being, the family has what you call an intervention and tries to get that person help. And Top Rank, Todd DeBuff, the higher ups in Top Rank need to do an intervention with Bob Arum and get him to stop doing these interviews, man. This guy is just... He's at the age where he don't care. He don't have no filter. Whatever in his mind, he's going to say it. He doesn't have a worry about any kind of repercussions. You know, you look at the Teofimo Lopez situation when he basically said, I'm not going to pay him no absorbent amount of money. You know, I'm going to give him the minimum right now, and that's what I'm going to do. He doesn't deserve, or he didn't at the point that he doesn't deserve, but the times that we're in right now, we're not able to pay him that type of money. You know, basically, got mad at him and Cambosos for colluding to go to purse bid, where they fight was able to generate a $6 million bid from Triller. This is Triller night. Yeah, Triller bidding on that fight, and Bob Arum was not happy about that, and he went in on the zone top dog, head man, in Matchroom Boxing. Top dog Eddie Hearn went in on him for bidding on that fight. Said there would be repercussions in the future for him bidding on Teofimo Lopez and Cambosos. Never mind that they didn't get the bid, they didn't get the fight, but just for the fact that they bidded on and tried to take that fight away from Top Rank and ESPN, Bob Arum said it's going to be hell to pay. And he just doesn't have no filter. Man, they need to get the mic from this guy. You know, you got to take the mic from him. You got to get him away from the camera and let somebody else be the spokesperson for Top Rank. This guy is doing a lot of damage to Top Rank. A lot of young fighters are seeing these comments, and they're going to be hesitant, to say the least, about signing with Top Rank Boxing. But as far as this fight goes, you basically got three destinations that are having fans. Obviously, the governor of Texas, Abbott, which I don't agree with the decision, but he this past Wednesday opened up Texas 100%, no mask. So they're able to have fights in Texas. You know, AT&T Stadium is the front runner to host Canelo Alvarez versus Billy Joe Saunders. And Canelo Alvarez's last fight with Avni Yurnaman was at Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Dolphins. So you got Dallas, Texas. You got Miami, Florida. And those are the two main venues. Then you got San Antonio, Texas, which hosted in October 31st, Halloween. They hosted a Showtime pay-per-view featuring Gervonta Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. So those are the three main venues. And if I'm Bob Arum and ESPN and Top Rank and Eddie Hearn and, you know, DAZN and Matchroom Boxing, I would be looking into Jerry Jones maybe putting on that fight. Now they're going to have May 8th locked up. You don't want to put and they could put another pay-per-view there in June. That'll be before the NFL season start with the Dallas Cowboys, and they should be able to find a venue late June, early July. If they are pushing it back a little bit too far, then you start running into NFL season. You got preseason games, you got regular season games, and their teams got home games, 2 preseason games, and they got 8 regular season home games. So you got to kind of work around those schedules. The dates are more limited during that time frame than it is in June or July. So I think that's what they need to get to. I did a video here. I got the receipt. I did a video, earlier this year, and I stated that don't be surprised if Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury come to the United States. I had all kind of people in my comments saying, JBsports, you're crazy. That fight's not going to be in the United States. It's going to be in Saudi Arabia. And I tried to tell them people, look, when was the last time Saudi Arabia had a fight? I'll tell you when. It was like 2019, late 2019, and the fight was Amir Khan versus Billy Dib. That's the last time Saudi Arabia hosted a fight. And that wasn't even a big fight. You talking about a fight of this magnitude, and right now there's nobody willing to put up a huge site fee where they don't know the spectators, fans, crowd, etc. situation. They don't know the situation as far as the crowd and what kind of fans they're going to have in attendance. So countries like Saudi Arabia are not willing to put up a site fee because they don't know. It's a big question mark. How much should I put up? Will it be 100% crowds, or will it be 50% crowds? Will it be 75% crowds? Will it be 20 to 25% crowds? We don't know. They don't want to put up that type of money without having the ability to put a large crowd in a particular venue to host that fight. So we'll see what happens. We will see what transpires. But Bob Arum, Eddie Hearn, get on the phone with Jerry Jones and try to see if you can get that fight. I'm here in Houston, and I don't know why Cal McNair, the owner of the Houston Texans, is not trying to get some fights down there. You can make some money and things. They got all kind of problems going on with that organization, with the Deshaun Watson situation going on, but they can kind of get some good headlines. I mean, maybe be some bad headlines. Maybe people say, "Shit, why are you hosting a fight, bringing crowds in with this COVID-19 is bad right now." We right now here in Texas, we in a red alert. Red alert is like the highest alert for COVID-19. So we're not in a good spot now. But despite that, the governor Abbott went on and opened up the state anyway because he was getting a lot of pressure, a lot of flack from the way he handled the freeze, the cold blast we had a couple of weeks back. He's trying to get everybody's mind off that. Basically playing the old shell game. I move this shell over here, move this shell over here, move this shell over here, and get your mind off of what's really going on here in Texas, and get your mind focused on that. You like, damn, Abbott, why you opening up this state of Texas this soon? And then you got his supporters saying, yeah, that's right, Abbott. We ought to be able to live a life like we want to be lived. We ought to be able to go out and spend our money. The consumer ought to be able to go out and spend our money and go to these different establishments and live our life. We shouldn't be relegated to basically our home and not, not congregating with other people. So you got both of those people split down the middle, basically in Texas. So Governor Abbott just basically trying to get the people's minds off of the horrific handling of the cold blast that we had a couple of weeks ago. But we'll see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But as far as Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua, when Tyson Fury did his interview a couple of days ago, people was like, and then he mentioned Deontay Wilder's name. That could be a possible opponent. Everybody went crazy. Oh, man, Deontay Wilder is going to fight Tyson Fury next. Deontay Wilder, mediation must have been a success. They must be forcing Tyson Fury to fight Deontay Wilder. People just jumping the gun, and that just was not the case. His contract expired in October of 2020. Unfortunately, his team dropped the ball, and they missed out on the opportunity through no fault of their own. But they need to move on, man, and try to fight another opponent and get ready for a huge pay-per-view fight versus Andy Ruiz sometime in the latter part of 2021. Let me know your thoughts about Bob Arum, CEO of Top Rank Boxing, going off on the fans that are demanding Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. Do he need to be put to the side, put in the back room, put in the back house, and not be speaking on this subject or any subjects right now when he don't have no filter, and let Todd DeBuff be the spokesperson of Top Rank Boxing and do these interviews and be a little bit more diplomatic when it comes to situations like this, in the Teofimo Lopez situation, and AJ and Tyson Fury situation. Let me know your thoughts about Bob Arum going off. But this is just a big problem in boxing in general. I'm hearing Gervonta Tank Davis is going to fight Mario Barrios. They're looking at San Antonio, Texas for that fight. So those are the venues you need to be looking at. AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas, Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. Then you got Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. Those have been the three venues that have been hosting fights. And Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn need to get on the phone and talk to those people in charge of those three stadiums and try to see if they can get a fight done there and get a date set up for Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. So we'll see what happens. We will see what transpires. But you got other fights that are going to be competing at some of those stadiums. You got Errol Spence Jr., Adonis Ugas. I'm sure that fight will be at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas. Again, I just stated a minute ago about Gervonta Tank Davis and Mario Barrios. I'm hearing going to be in the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. And then you got Canelo Alvarez, who seems to be locking down a date with Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys to fight Billy Joe Saunders on May 8th in AT&T Stadium. That leaves those three possibilities for to stage this fight. So we'll see what happens and we'll see what transpires. Hit the like button if you like the content of this video. Hit the thumbs up button. That's what I mean if you like the content of this video. And subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.